Welcome back, family. Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Sir Loco 187 coming at you with another banger. And today's episode, it'll be talking about sneakers. And this is not a sneaker review, so if y'all looking for a sneaker review, hey, you can shut it off or whatever the case may be, or continue to watch it and support your boy. Now, this is a touchy subject amongst sneakerheads, and hey, y'all know how I feel about it. As far as the reselling and this and that, it's a double-edged sword, y'all. I said that in my prior videos. It's a double-edged sword. I'm a consumer first, and I don't like going to the aftermarket, but your boy has gone to the aftermarket for sneakers that he wanted. And sneakers is a multi-billion-dollar industry, so I think it's safe to say that, hey, sneaker reselling ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So with that being said, today's Money Talks. And I'll be talking about the Air Jordan 3 Cardinals that just released February 19th. And today is Wednesday, the 23rd, I believe. The 23rd. And let me double check that with my fingers. Good thing I got fingers. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, the 23rd. And I'm going to give my thoughts and opinion on it. And by all means, do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. This is a disclaimer. A disclaimer. I say that one more time. A disclaimer. This is just my opinion and my thoughts on the if you should hold or sell or the Air Jordan 3 Cardinal, a good investment. It is just my thoughts and opinion. Just a disclaimer. By all means, do your own due diligence. Do your own homework. It's your money. I'll leave it at that. But drop a comment after the video, after watching the video. I want to know your thoughts and opinions, and respectfully, of course. And if y'all think that the Air Jordan 3 is a good buy, a good investment, or is it a good hold or whatnot, whatever the case may be. So welcome. If you're new to the channel, I want to welcome my new family members, my new subs, and your boy does drop early looks. When he can, of course, obviously, because, hey, I'm not monetized yet, but hey, we're on the road, to that 1,000 subs. And for those of y'all that joined the family, I appreciate y'all. And also, too, I got hot topics like this and many more to come in the near future, So you want to stay tuned. And if you're into sneakers, you're in the right place. Because y'all know how we do around here. Walk with me and grow with me. So, first of all, it's always good to know the stock numbers of every particular shoe. Now, I don't have the exact stock numbers from Nike, but I'm going to use this House of Kicks as reference. And you always want to know how much stock is out there. Now, keep in mind, there's late shipments, delays, whatever the case may be. There's different variables that play in part of this. And also, too, markets. Different parts of the country, you may have Jordan retros that are hot, and other parts in the country they might be kind of cool. So get to know your market and whatever area you live in, and see what's hot, what's selling, and what's not selling. But nonetheless, these Cardinal 3s have sold out. And for those of y'all that missed on release day or leftover day, hey, go to your local retailer before y'all make that jump to the resale market and see that, because I'm sure there's a lot of places that didn't receive their pairs, so there might be some late shipments, delayed shipments. So before y'all go, to the other side and pay that resale, double check in your area and see if there's any late shipments so y'all can cop that W for retail. Because that's basically what my main objective is here, is to help y'all cop for retail, So I show some videos, some recent videos on, how to cop shoes on leftover day and pay the retail. And I got a video on the Cardinal 3s, which I got, all of them out for retail. Because I, took L's, on raffle day and release day. And I did a video on the Racer Blues. Those are my more recent ones on a leftover day. And I copped too. So that's my main objective too, And anything sneaker related and with the hip hop culture too. I'm going to start integrating that into my channel as well. When? I don't know. But just stay tuned. So anyway, going back to the stock numbers. And I'm going to use House of Kicks as a reference. And this is for the Cardinal 3s here. They just released. So it says Nike will receive 20% inventory. Foot Locker, Champs will receive 30% inventory. Finish Line, JD Sports, Hibbett Sports, Dick's Sporting Goods will receive 30% stock. Now I'm not sure if that's total or 30% in each, box store, brick and mortar store. And remaining retailers will receive 20% of the stock. And his assumptions, this is what his assumptions came out to be, of 61 total in the U.S. 60, just above 61,000 pairs in the U.S. That's his assumption. Now his other assumption is that the stock could be anywhere between 200 to 300,000 worldwide. That is so. And he said these are just assumptions, y'all. These aren't exact numbers, but this is just to give us a reference point. So, whenever, like I said, you're investing in a sneaker, you want to see what the stock numbers are. 2, you want to see, in the market, parts of the country or parts of the world. I do have friends across the pond. Hey, for those of y'all that are watching, hey, let us know, if Jordan 3s are hot in your part of the country. I got some friends out in Germany, 360 Degrees, Addy Kicks Lover, and I even got some friends in the Philippines, El Chino La Vida. So let me know, if these retro 3s, fly off the shelves or they sit in the shelves, I would love to know. Drop it in the comment section, please. And so the stock supposedly is 61,000 in the U.S. and then 200 to 300,000, worldwide. So, and then later on too, in his summary, he also said that he projected at least above 200,000 pairs in the U.S. too. So, take that with a grain of salt. So it seems, if it's a 200,000 mark around just in the U.S. alone, then there's a decent amount of pairs out there. But if it's the other one, the first one, where he estimated 61,000 pairs in the U.S., that's not a lot of stock. If it's a 61,000. So if that holds true, 61,000 stock, these are going to be a good investment, a good hold, if you will. And actually, as of today, they're actually still doing pretty decent numbers. And I'll start off with the Cardinal 3s, and I got the other 2 just to give examples of some of the 3s that released last year. Now, I could go a little further back or whatever the case may be, but I'm just going to go for the most recent ones and see how they did overall. And most of these sizes, they vary. Sometimes you have those half sizes that do better than the bigger sizes, and often than not, you have the bigger sizes that do better than the smaller sizes. So, do your homework, do your due diligence, and I'll give you like the highs and lows of just a couple that released, more than a couple, about a handful that released last year. And then, like I said, just give you my thoughts, and I already kind of shared it with y'all here in the intro here. But Air Jordan 3 right now, in my size 13, they're asking for $268, which is still pretty good. It's pretty solid for after release date. Now, as many of y'all know that, hey, once people start receiving their pairs, they're going to put them up on the market and this and that. So, the price is definitely going to dip. How much? I do not know. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I don't know how much it's going to dip. But I think it's safe to say, and the high for the Air Jordan 3 Cardinal is $450. And obviously that's prior to release date. And the low is $260. That's the low that, the lowest shoe has sold. I didn't look at the size of what size it was that sold for $260, but that's the high, $450. That's obviously pre-release, and the low is $260 is what's been sold. And like I said, people, if they have not already received their pairs, maybe by Monday or Tuesday, and today's Wednesday, I'm sure some people will receive their pairs today, and for sure, during the end of this week, the second half of this week, they will receive their pairs. So you expect to see a dip, if you will. And my assumption, for the low, that low number is definitely going to change. Across the spectrum here. And I'm thinking they're going to go in some sizes probably as much as retail, maybe. Like I said, depending on the sizes, 200. But as far as for the most sizes, Like the men's sizes, I think the lowest they'll go is 230. Now, if they go lower than that, and like I said, I could be wrong. This is just speculation and my thoughts and opinion. Now, I think the low will change, down to like 230. If they're not already there by the time y'all watch this video. And if they do dip below 230 or at 230, well, that's great for y'all that want to cop. That'll be the time to cop it and go in the aftermarket. But I think they'll hold steady numbers for a while. And I think, once things stabilize, I think they'll be at, and this is across the board here with the sizes, between 230 and 260. And I'll even go higher to like 270, so between 230 and 270, the bigger sizes, size 14 and 15, those will go for more. But, for my low, my speculation, once people receive their pairs, and the things kind of stabilize and slow down too, and you have to take into consideration too, that they're dropping a lot of heat too. They got the Air Jordan 12s, they got the Brotherhood Air Jordan 1s, they have the Yeezys, Dazzling Blues. So all that takes into consideration, when you're investing and you're thinking about this. So for the Cardinal 3s, I think, and 3s in general, it is a good investment. It is a good hold. They do hold their value, most of them. And I'll go over some from last year, and just as a reference, So we got the Air Jordan Pine Greens. In my size 13, they're asking for $250, and those released in October. You know what I mean? So that's 4 months. So they've been slowly creeping up, but they will creep up. So if you have some pairs, I would hold on to them a little longer, and that way make it worth your while. You know what I mean? So, and the high for the Pine Greens was 410. That's obviously pre-release date, and the low is 200, just above retail. You know what I mean? So that's the Pine Green, and that's a good colorway. I mean, the Pine Green, good color blocking, if you will. But I know I did hear a lot of complaints about the upper, being it suede and getting ashy and this and that. You know what I mean? So like I said, there's different factors. And I don't know what else released that month. I didn't do the whole deal. And that goes the same with, like I mentioned earlier, there's different variables, what released around that time and, and your markets. So the next one we have here, like I have here that I copped here, is, excuse me, are the Racer Blues, which is a good clean colorway, blue and white, clean silhouette. And those released July of last year, and they retail for $190. And the high was $448, and the low was $185, just below retail. And it took them a long time to creep up out of like the 230 range, in my size 13. But as of today, in my size, they're asking for $280. So they're creeping up. Next one we go to is the Patchwork Air Jordan 3. And all these that I'm talking about are Jordan 3s. Just to use a reference, a guide, if you will. And that's the one like with the camo, and what I'm saying, many people didn't feel that one, but take that into consideration as well. But there are many people that did feel it too. So hey, it is what it is, and that's basically how it goes with Air Jordan 3s. You either like them or don't like them, you know what I mean? So Patchwork, in my size, is $250 as of today. The high was $416, the low was $215. And those released just in November of last year. So, and then we'll go to the Cool Gray 3s that came out last year. And those retail for $190. As of today, my size 13, they're going for $264. And the high back then was $356, or as of today, or total, $356 for the high. And the low is $180, just below retail. And I don't know what sizes sold below retail, but they're creeping up, like I said. And also too, last but not least, is this Georgetown, which is a dope colorway. I'm glad your boy got a chance to cop those. I love them. Anyway, retail was $190, and they released in March of 2021. And shoot, I forgot to write that down. I'll do it real quick. Bear with me, y'all. And to see what the high and the low was, you know what I'm saying, for that sneaker. And that's a dope sneaker, dope colorway, you know what I'm saying. For my size as of today is 343. You know, so it hasn't really been, well, we're creeping up on March here, so it is coming up on about a year. And that's my size. And the high for that was, wow, that's pretty low, actually, for a dope colorway. So if y'all cop, congrats. The high was 380, and the low was 225. You know what I mean? And right now, as I'm looking for the Georgetowns, the trade range is 292, 358. So anyway, so my opinion on the Cardinal 3s, I think it's a great investment. I think it's a great hold. Right now, as there's steam, there's demand, and that's another factor that plays into you know, whether you should hold or quick flip, if you will, is the demand there. And for the Cardinal 3s, the demand is definitely there. So if you can, and another little tip that I like to share, you know, join a Facebook group, get to know your local sneaker boutiques. They buy sneakers, and that way you can reap the benefits of all the profits. You know, otherwise, you know what I'm saying, if you go to these other sites, you know, GOAT, StockX, these other places, you know, that buy, you know, they charge you a fee, and they cut into your profit, if you will. So it's very important. Join sneaker Facebook groups around your local area. Get to know your local sneaker boutiques. Build relationships, and that way, you know, all the profit could be yours. So the bottom line is, my opinion, and I'll give y'all an inside scoop into the mind of a Jordan fan, because I am a Jordan fan. You have many people like me who love the 3s. Maybe not every colorway, excuse me, but in general, I love 3s. And so you're going to have a demand pretty much for 3s. 9 times out of 10, you know, the demand is going to be there. So, but also too, real quick, before I forget, I don't want to hold y'all too long, because, you know, your boy Sir Local loves to talk a lot. And yeah, right now, as the demand is high and it's still hot, you know, hey, if you got, depending on how many pairs y'all got, you know, hey, I would quick flip, you know, some of them, so all your money don't be tied up in it, and hold some for sure. I'll definitely hold some. Now, as you can see, most of these other 3s that I mentioned from last year, you know, it took a while to creep up there, you know, to that $300 mark, and some of them still haven't quite hit the $300 mark, but they're creeping up there. So yes, I think they're a good buy, a good hold, and the numbers as of today, you know, for, you know, already being released, you know, hey, if you could quick flip it and make 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks, by all means, quick flip some of them. And, you know, depending on how many pairs you got, you know, I would hold some. I would just stash some away for later on if you have the capital, you know, to do that, you know. So when they do hit 300, or whatever the case may be, you know, hey, it'd be a good investment, you know. And my honest opinion, my last conclusion is that, and this is just my opinion again, once again, my disclaimer, just my opinion. You know, do your due diligence. This is your money. You know, do your homework. I'm just giving my opinion, and this is just also too for educational purposes, for all of you who are reselling sneakers or thinking about getting into it. You know what I'm saying? Do your homework. I don't think this is going to be a sneaker that's going to take a year to hit 300 on some sizes. Now, I think these will probably hit 300 probably by for sure. You know, I'm going to stick my neck out on the limb here, and if it doesn't, by all means, come back and roast me, you know, in December. But I'll say by the end of the year in December, some sizes, you know, will reach $300, you know. But these will reach $300 eventually. But yeah, I think by the end of the year, and if it's sooner, that's even better. That's even more awesome. But by the end of the year, I think it's safe to say on some sizes that these will hit $300. You know, this is a beautiful sneaker, a beautiful colorway, and man, I don't think you can go wrong with a sneaker like this. So with that being said, thank you for watching my video. Hopefully it was informational. If you liked it, saying hit that thumbs up. And, if this is your first time stumbling upon one of my videos, by all means, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Help this channel grow. So without further ado, y'all have a blessed day, evening, afternoon, whatever part of the day y'all watching me. You know what I'm saying? We had the main ingredient. And you know how your boy always says, he can't cook without having a special ingredient. And that's every single one of y'all that's taking time out of your day to watch my videos. So until next time, Sir Locals out.